If you have 10,000 hens packed into a house and one of them gets sick, then the industry is going to kill all of them. They're going to not only kill all of them, they're going to kill any others that may be nearby, on the farm, in bordering houses or neighboring houses. I think most of the public would be shocked to watch these chickens suffer so profoundly. The farm is closing up vents, they're sealing off vents, they're shutting them, they're packing foam or insulation around openings to make sure that no air gets in or out. And then they're taking large industrial machines with hoses, whether it's an industrial heater or a CO2 pump, and they're feeding hoses into these barns, and then the birds and the pigs have nowhere to go. In 2015, there was a large avian influenza outbreak, and presumably these experiments were done to be able to respond to the next one. We knew that North Carolina State University had done a lot of research in relation to methods of mass depopulation of animals, as the term goes. The videos we have are one sort of phase of the experiments, and these involve individual hens. They were essentially put into a box. The front side was either glass or plexiglass so that a researcher could observe the bird, and they had electrodes attached to their combs and their skulls to measure their biological rates. And what happened is the experiments involved sort of different methods of killing these animals, either through shutting off the airflow to the animals or doing so plus including extra heat or carbon dioxide. And you can sort of probably get a picture of what that entailed. And many of these experiments went for well over an hour. Literally every second these chickens are in the box, they are panicked, they're gasping, they're hurting, they're suffering. And I think it's shocking to see an individual bird subject to this, but I would just encourage people as they think about and watch this to try to amplify that times the hundreds of thousands, if not millions. Many people use the AVMA as a shield. So if the AVMA says this can be done, you have state agriculture departments, you have large farms that say, look, we're doing it within these methods. And so if the AVMA were to come out and take a public stance and say that we don't support this, we reject this, I think that would have a lot of downstream ramifications. The problem is that the industry has become so enormous that they have essentially outgrown any method that might be considered remotely humane. You can say that this is a cruel method. I think you have to trickle back to the root cause and say, look at the industry itself. Why are we housing 10,000 birds in a house or 1 million hens on a farm?